Hey there, in this video I put together a nice dice tower just using a cheap plastic skull I bought online, some egg cartons and some cardboard rolls. It's really basic but looks beautifully detailed. It's a fairly easy build as well, so I do hope you enjoy the video and I hope you get something out of it. I wanted to start off by using this cheap plastic skull that I bought online. I'm just going to pull the jaw off it and that's it, ready to go. I'm going to make a stand for this. I just carefully kind of cut around the shape of the skull so it would sit snugly and neatly and the sides would be nice, upright and parallel. Just hot glue them down so they'll never come off. It helps to join the gaps too with that hot glue. Pop it back on. Everything's cut to fit one piece at a time. I'm going to put a base on, but before I do that, I'm going to cut a hole underneath the skull and on top of it. I'm just going to crudely mark a circle. I want it to be as neat as possible though, because I do want the dice to fall through without being caught. I'm just going to use this tool to burn it off. I couldn't cut it. It's a lot harder and thicker than I thought it was going to be. You could use a Dremel tool or something else to get it off. I'm just going to neaten it up some more and then I'm going to put that little base on. More hot glue so everything's really quick and very well bonded. Just putting some cardboard panels in that'll look like some steps going up. Little dab of hot glue, no mucking around, it's super quick. Before I do anything else, I'm going to pop in a little ramp. I'm just going to angle it slightly so it's just enough so the dice, when they drop through the top, they're going to rush out the bottom of the mouth instead of just plonking into the bottom and sitting there. This was really awkward to get in there. I really struggled with it. I'm sure there was a far better way to do it, but I didn't. To make the crown, I just used one of these big old dunny rolls. I don't know where I got it, but it's nice, thick and circular. I extended it a little bit because it wasn't quite big enough. And then I cut an angle in it because I was going to try and give it that crown shape, which didn't work, but it made this little angle at the front, which I really liked, and so I went with it. I'm just going to use it now as a template so I can neaten it in the bottom. I don't want everything to just be stuck together like a bit of cardboard on top of a piece of plastic. I want it to look as elegant as possible. So it's little extra bits like this that are worth doing. I'm just going to cut a hole through this and then I can neatly glue it in. And that'll just give it that professional look. It kind of hides the gaps too that are going to be sitting beneath the skull and that sort of thing that I don't want visible. And hot glued again too, because that'll never come apart now. Very nice and strong. I want this to look like a turret, so I'm just cutting these notches out. I marked every second one before I did it just to ensure that my hand-drawn measurements were even, so I wouldn't end up with an odd amount and then it being completely out of whack. I'm going to use some egg cartons for my stonework. It's just the texture of them is beautiful. It really does look like stone. I just cut out nice sheets of it from the flattest part of the carton. I used about, I think, just under 3 cartons for the entire thing, so it's not too bad. Cut them into bricks. After you've cut what seems like about 10,000 of these, you can start gluing them on. I started from the top of each turret to make sure that it would be even when I got to the bottom. Because of those gaps in between, I was concerned that if I started from the bottom and went up, I would have a strange little gap between. I hope you know what I mean, but you can picture it in your head what would happen if you started from the bottom. I just did them as evenly and cohesively as possible with the generic kind of, brick pattern that you do one halfway beneath the other. And that's it, nicely done. It's quite a weighty little piece, very strong. Before I glue it down, I'm going to do the body with some brickwork. But first, I'm just going to put in some lightweight putty just to fill in those cardboard corrugation gaps. It's one of those little jobs that really makes a great difference at the end, and it disguises the fact that you're using cardboard. Dries super quick, this stuff too. It's brilliant. Don't have to be too tidy. This is meant to look a bit rough. And just more of the pieces of the egg carton all laid across. Got to work fairly quickly, but if you're using wood glue, you get a little bit of wiggle time, so it's not too bad. I went over the edges here on the curve, you can see, but I trimmed it off later. Now, to make the turrets and the towers, I just used these long tubular cardboard rolls. I cutted slots so they would fit snugly against the body of this. I didn't want everything kind of protruding out at weird angles. And for the turret tops, I just need to put a little base in it first. I just cut a little circle. I did it the same way I did the crown, basically. In the bottom of it, I put some brickwork, though I realised it was probably meant to be wood. I don't think they would have used brickwork on the bottom of these. And I just glue it down, trim it round once it's nice and dry. It's a nice bit of detail. You don't have to do it, but you can if you want to. Glue it in, and then I'm rolling these little pieces. They need to be curved. If you don't curve them, they look like this. They lift at the edges immediately. They will not stay down, and you have to try and hold them. So each piece, even though it's a very tedious job, as you can see, it looks really good on the turret there. So curve them on a little tool of some sort of pencil or something. Just cut out some windows, whatever shape and size you like. And then glue more of them down. I just did these in batches. I just rolled batches of them and then glued them down. And while I was rolling the next batch, the glue was practically dry. So it was a bit of an assembly line. You can do little bricks around the windows if you like. It's up to you. As neatly as possible. It's a bit rough looking, but hey, it's not so bad. It's meant to be an old castle, so it's all good. They fit together like puzzle pieces when you do this. It's a very interesting feeling. The way they slot together once you've curved them. It's an entire day's work doing these towers, so just put that in mind. I'm doing this one because it's a little bit different. I just wanted something aside from just window. So I just drew up a balustrade, and I'm just putting some holes in and a superficial kind of the slot going through it. I just marked it and then heavily scored it with a pen. I don't necessarily want to compromise the cardboard by cutting through it, but it looks nice and it's different. Some gutter guard just for some fine detail. That kind of looks like chainmail. And the base is just the lid off an old sewing box that I got at a charity store. I like the shape of it. I pulled this out. I thought I was going to have to tear it out with my teeth, but it just popped out and I was really pleased about that. So it's a really super easy little base. And it all fits really nicely. I didn't think it was going to fit on there, but it did. But that's also because I slotted these together with these little grooves, doorways, whatever you want to call them, to pop it on. This one, I put it up high like that because I didn't like how low it was. So you'll have to play around with these things. But I'll put rocks under there so it'll fill that empty void. I'm not going to glue these down until I've sprayed inside of them, so when you look through the windows it'll be dark inside. Pop it on the other side. It looks a little better over there. I'm going to glue it all down with some hot glue, and once it's all ready to go, I'm just going to put on some primer. Because of the plastic skull, it needs to be a plastic primer. And now it's ready for a really good dry brush. But first I'm going to put in the rocks. I'm just sort of crudely carving them out. I hot glued them together in the position so they'd fit in that empty gap in the back. And then I just slice them and tear them away crudely with my fingers. I want it to look natural, but I'm not being fussy about it. I'm not greatly worried about realism with this piece. Plus I'm being a bit lazy. But once it's all covered in dark, and you're not going to notice it. It's not going to look unrealistic. It's not a bad way to do it, this. But I always use this very dense light foam when it comes to XPS for rocks. It has a much more realistic effect once you've you've painted it all. Another piece that I just roughly cut and kind of shaped to fit. I'm filling voids at this point. All the little scraps I pulled away, I popped them into a jar with rocks and shook them around for a while. So I made some stones to just fill even more of the voids and the connectivity to the base and the walls. And then just some Mod Podge with really dark brown paint. I didn't have black, so that's why it's brown. Cover it very thoroughly because I don't want any of that blue popping out. And now it's ready for a really good dry brush. Doesn't look too bad. I like the way the stones are really filling in that empty space where other towers should have been. I'm just using a really dark grey with a huge brush to do this. I want to cover everything, but especially I want to cover the skull because that black shine is just awful. I did it quite heavily on this, but of course I don't want to bring it back to white. Don't go using white on this unless you're doing a really tiny, pinpointing highlights kind of dry brush on the rocks or something. Now I'm just doing a much lighter grey just to pull out the little bits of detail on this. I don't want to do it too much. I have intentionally made everything the same colour. I don't want it to look like, there's different coloured rocks and the skull a different colour. I kind of want it to look like everything is made of the one stone. So it's like it's maybe a giant's head or it's a head carved from stone or something like that. I just, I didn't want to get too clever with it. I want it to all be just one piece, if that makes sense. And just keep pulling those little details out around the eye sockets and on the teeth and that sort of thing. Now I'm going to put in a port colour, so I just used more of the plastic gutter guard, and then I put a little bit of what I can only call as a dull steel coloured paint on it, and pop that in there. Don't put it too low though, otherwise your dice won't make it out of the mouth. And more on the piece below the crown. It kind of looks a bit like chainmail, something like that. Let the imagination do the work. It's a nice little bit of something different as well. Just a bit of a dirty wash here and there in points that I want to have shadow. It's just black paint and water, and I'm just going to tidy up the frame where I got my dry brushing all over it. You could have taped this off, but I mean, meh. I couldn't be bothered. It's quicker to do it this way. Just neaten it all up and that's it. Oddly enough, it was the most satisfying part of this build, and I don't know why, but I really enjoyed painting it. It's all done. Really basic but very nicely detailed looking dice tower. You'd have to set aside a few days to do this because making the bricks is really time consuming, but aside from that it's really nice and easy, and it's a nice looking piece too. I enjoyed making this. Well, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I do hope to see you next time.